Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pocket Change, the internet's most favorite mid-level reselling podcast. You know, we're not gurus making six figures a month, but we're not beginners anyway, either, right? We're not asking what's eBay, but you know, we're somewhere in the middle. We have some wins, we have some losses. You know, if you want to celebrate a $50 to $25 flip, that's us. It's like a scratcher, but we hit more often than you do. All right, welcome to the podcast. Joe, how's it going today?
It's going good, brothers. Brother, it is going good. I'm glad each and every one of you out there are listening to us. As Ben said, we are probably the most forgettable. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're definitely
exactly
unforgettable. But anyway, we're glad each and every one of you that are listening to us. We do have a couple things to say. I got a couple things to say here. I would love for you guys to actually help us get the word out because I've been reading a little bit on YouTube. I know Ben's and I've talked about this, but we want to make sure we're hitting the parameters to go live and do a live for you guys. So we need for you to help us get our subscribers up. We don't have to hit monetization. We just need to get on up there a little bit more so that they will let us go live, and when we go live, they will actually put us there on the channel, the live channel, rather than us just being on our channel. So in other words, we need more subscribers.
We just hit 220.
Again,
we just hit 220 this week, so that's good. We're growing.
That is awesome. So each and every one of you, awesome. Thank you for that. But we do need to hit 500 so that we can be on that. So just a little bit more. We need to hit 500 so we can be on that live channel when we go live. So that's what we want to do, and we want to have a good show for you guys. We've been talking about the live for a long time. We've been planning it, and so we really want to do that for you guys. In fact, we've been trying to clean ourselves up.
I've been editing much less, you know. I haven't said the F word in like 3 episodes. I mean, that's impressive. All right, let's
impressive.
Get this thing started.
Pocket change, where the stories are weird and the profits are strange. We win some, lose some, it's all fair play. Come ride a pocket change. Go ride a pocket change. Pocket change.
All right.
Pocket change.
Didn't even lose you. That's awesome.
No, we didn't lose tonight. This is actually awesome. Watch it be a great show.
And it doesn't record. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Anyway, folks, as you can see, this back here keeps getting less and less.
Yes.
The table has changed. The table's reappeared. Mm-hmm. So there is some changes happening here in the eBay room.
So how much did you list?
Some major
this week?
changes.
I know we're getting that on that list train.
I listed 22 items this week. So not a whole lot. I know, not a whole lot.
How many do you think I listed?
50.
1,200.
1,200.
Yes, I got on a kick with some cards. Dan in demand. Thank you very much for telling me that.
Cards. Cards.
I listed 1,000 things in 2.5 days after work. But it does work. I mean,
2.5 days after work. He listed a bunch of cards, which all you got to do is scan it, folks. You just literally scan them in. You put them in this fancy machine.
You scan front.
That Dan sold him.
And it scans front and back. So it's one scan, one scan, one scan, one scan. And then I got this, I got a better system than before where I was putting them in long boxes. I've got little plastic tubs. As long as they don't bust open and go everywhere. But you can fit about 30 cards in one of these little things. Put the number on there. Easy to pick.
Folks, I don't know what to think about that. That's not really listing, is it? That's really not listing. I mean, we talk about using AI, and that's one thing. But using that cheating little card scanner where it's one scan, he does like 1,000 at one time. I mean, so,
It's not that good of a scanner, right? It's one card at a time.
Dan, he just said it wasn't that good of a scanner, so
Right, that's why he probably got rid of it, and it was only $50. I mean, it's it's not $1,000 piece of machine. You can put 20 cards in there, but it kept jamming up. So I would just and you can just push the button on it. So I push the button, drop a card, push the button, drop a card, and it sounds useless to list 1,000 things in 3 days, but
no.
my sales since I started doing that, I've sold 14 things and only 4 of them were cards. So I sold 10 other things out of the store, and I was pretty much dead in the water. I wasn't selling. So by listing them, I think it sparked my store alive.
And that's something you and I have talked about before is even if you're listing in one area, it seems to push forward other areas as well.
Yeah. I sold a bunch of belt buckles and comic books and some parts. I mean, it was random, everything. So I did list 200 real items, and that's my goal. I'm going to try to list 10 a day of everything, and then this is kind of the side hustle.
Well, I will be honest. My listing, folks, was down a little bit. Although we just started a new month of July, my listing was down a little bit. I know I've got these lofty goals, but I have some exciting news I'll be talking about and reason why I have not been listing as much. Here in just a minute. This is something Benz doesn't even know. I haven't even told him.
Have you tried using my thing? Because I can have 6 stores.
I have not.
I still have 115,000 to use up by November, man. Come on. Jump in there.
I understand. But you'll find out here in a little bit when I reveal the whole secret. You will find out here in a minute. Or here in a little while.
All right.
I'm not ready to reveal it yet.
What'd you sell this week?
What do we want to talk about first? So your week, you sold. I actually closed out the month of June with 1 item sold, and we moved into this week. And so far, I have not sold anything in July yet. But we keep in mind we were only a couple days into July anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not too, I'm just too worried about that. But I am up on feedback a little bit more. Yay! Yeah. It's fake feedback, folks. That's what I call it now. It's electronic feedback, but or the he did good feedback, as I call it. Not anything that's to write home about, but hey, it is popping them numbers up there. For long, I'm going to be up at 1,000 to 3,000 sales.
There you go.
My thing is, and this gets me. So, okay. So I've sold almost, I can't remember how much I've sold, but I could go back and look. Somewhere between 200 and 300 items. I'm at 180. Okay? At 180. If you're going to do this, why don't you just go back and give me credit for all the sales? Because obviously all of them went smooth.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
So, feedback this week, I did get one actual feedback, and it was all went well. Nice. All went well.
All went well. Yes.
From GC 2233. Buyer.
I did block another person this week.
You did? What'd they do?
Sent me an offer for 95% off.
That's not, I get, so that Publix book I have, right? Written by the Publix guy, and it's got like a metal brass thing on the front. It's about safety in Publix, history of Publix or whatever. And it sells around $100. There's sales comps for it. And then somebody sent me a $15 offer. But I sent him back a $75 counter offer, and then he sent me a $20 offer, and I sent him back a $55, and then he just quit talking to me. I should have just took the $20 because I paid $1 for it and moved on. But
I don't have time though I don't have time to deal with somebody like that. You want to do 95% off? I don't have time to deal with you. I'm blocking you. I'm done with you. I'm done with these little cheap buyers, as I call them. And what I call them is fake buyer accounts. In other words, you guys that are listening, I know some of you, you experience this. You're going to see this more and more. There are guys out here who are literally setting up multiple accounts, and some of them are seller accounts and some of them are buyer accounts. And you get these little buyer accounts, and they'll do it the same name, like L. John Kemosabe.
L. John Hubbard, didn't he write Diana?
Yeah, L. John Hubbard dash 01 dash 04 dash 06, and I'm like, it's the same person. I don't know why eBay doesn't stop that, but and so that's what that was. So I knew that was a buyer for a seller account, and so I just like block you. I don't want to sell nothing to you because you're always going to try to lowball me anyway. No offense, sellers, we need to stop doing that to each other. If you want to try to buy an item, you're like, I think that would sell better in my store. I see that they've had it. Send them a note. Like if I see something on Benz's, I'm like, Benz, I think that'd sell better in my store over here. Like honestly, I think Benz's pocket watches would sell better for me than they are for him. I just think, and I think my hats would sell better for Benz than they are for me.
Box them up, send them to you.
Yeah, well, I'm putting. We'll talk. Anyway, I'm getting enough inventory. So what is going on here? There we go. Right? Computer popped up something. Yeah, computer popped up something. I don't know. I'm feeling like feeling anxious. I'm feeling
you
excited.
seem all hyped up. This is awesome.
All hyped up. And it's not because I've had caffeine, because I'm drinking water. Right. Anyway, so here we are, 11 minutes in. We've already had our intro.
We're actually on track. We're messing around today.
What was the Micro Machines guy back in the day? What was his name? Oh gosh. And he talks so fast. Yeah. Anyway, let's slow down. I'll tell you what. I want to talk about something that has been a couple weeks in progress for me, going back and forth. It doesn't take long to do. You can do it even if you want to, but many of you don't know. But I've been doing, and maybe talked about it a little bit. But I've been doing a lot of AI classes and doing that kind of thing. And what got me thinking was, and I want to share this with everybody. Let's see if we can share it here. When you can see it.
Yep.
Is it not going to do
it? Slowly.
Okay. So if you look right here, does everybody see what this is?
Developer program, eBay? Yeah.
eBay developer program. So I have now been approved for the eBay developers program. What that means is I can now start coding and building my own lister. So I'm going to stop sharing now. But yeah, I can start building my own lister. So that's what I'm going to try to do, folks. I'm going to try to get in here, and over the next few weeks to a few months, I'm going to start building an AI listing program. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to be giving out some beta logins and some beta certificates to help test this as we go through it. So some of you guys,
I'm a master beta.
Some of you guys listening, if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, listening on YouTube, any channel that you're hearing us on, if you put in a comment, now not this time, but when I get ready to release a beta version, if you comment and you're one of and we'll set some parameter to it, then we will get you a beta login to go and help us try it out, help us test it before it ever gets out to the public. Now, my idea here is not to charge per listing, but to do a flat fee. In other words, because I got to cover some of the developer cost and all that stuff, because there actually is a cost to plugging into eBay. They don't eBay don't let you do anything for free, do they? But what we're going to do is the beta will be free, but when we launch it, of course, anybody who's in the beta will get a discount. And then for helping us test it out, this is kind of my idea. And then we're just going to go with a flat fee. So in other words, none of this $300 for 100 listings. We're going to do it so that it's this, and it's a flat fee for everybody, and so it's fair to sellers, because I want us all to get better.
I'm
not here to make a bunch of money off of us. I just want us to
I wonder if there's a back end cost for using the AI and all that and the other. that would end up costing you money. That's why everybody's going to the more expensive. I don't know. So it's got to be.
There is, but it's not as so far. It's not as much as you would think.
All right, sounds good.
And if you have enough users, there's part of it too. Is if you have enough users, then you can actually get to where. If you have enough users, you can actually get to where it's cheaper and cheaper and cheaper for everybody.
Makes sense.
But, and I get it. Not everybody, all this stuff here. But anyway, we're going to see if we can get something out there that's made by resellers, for resellers, so that we're not, because I'm getting tired of nickel and diming us. eBay already nickel and dimes us all the time. We need to be more helping each other. So there's kind of the thing I'm looking at. I did get approved for that. So we will be building that and testing that out over the next few months.
Cool.
So there's my announcement.
I'm trying to figure out something, but they don't know a way to do it. So never mind.
What are you trying to figure out?
Oh, a lot of things in life, man. It's I'm trying to figure out how to use this program better, and I was playing with it, but
You talking about this one? This one here?
yeah,
The fact that I can't see you right now, even though I shared. Can you see me?
I can see you fine.
See, I shared, and yet you shared the song, and I haven't seen you since.
Oh yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, yeah, that's too bad. What's that? Anyway. So where are we to all these 16 minutes? Folks, we're flying through this tonight. We are flying through this. This would not be a great live. This would not be a great live.
So I'm stealing this from another podcast I was watching. So let's share. Entire screen.
We getting ready to have some beef?
I like the segment they did. This is the eBay time machine, right? The Wayback Machine. And they were doing eBay news, right? Or from this date in history. So from this week in history, I thought the most interesting thing was in 2015, PayPal spun off of eBay. So before that, PayPal was owned by eBay. And then they spun it off in 2015. It became its own entity. So it was interesting this week in eBay history. The other thing that was interesting, but then when I did deeper dive into it, it really didn't happen this week. But it was in September. So I probably should talk about that in September.
Okay.
But did you know that eBay bought Skype? I didn't know that. They owned Skype for this amount of time. In 2005, they bought Skype. And the idea was that customers and sellers could have a communication back and forth and use Skype as a way to talk. But that didn't work out. They ended up selling it off, and it went to Microsoft. So we'll stop sharing that. And can you see me now? Yeah, you go.
You're back. I can see you.
So
You're
eBay
back
history.
now.
Two interesting
Look at
things
that.
from eBay history. That they used to own Skype, and PayPal started with eBay and moved out on its own.
Now, see, I was under the impression that PayPal had started separately from eBay, and then eBay had acquired it. But it actually started with eBay? That's awesome.
Yeah. One of the biggest moments in eBay history was the separation of PayPal into its own publicly traded company. That was interesting to me because I thought they were partnered with PayPal. But originally, PayPal was eBay's money thing. Then it made it its own thing, and then it finally got rid of it, and now they're doing their own thing again. So I was
going to say because they'll still accept PayPal, but they're doing their own eBay. I forget what it's called, eBay card utilization or something. It's not catchy like PayPal, like the name PayPal. It's just like built into the back end of eBay. Now, it may still be being processed through PayPal, and we just don't know it.
We probably don't. Probably similar, but they owned PayPal and spun them off, and PayPal became its own thing in 2015. There you go.
Interesting stuff. I did not know. There you go, folks. You learn things every day.
The eBay time machine. Past, present, profit. You know what I mean? There you go. That's a new segment that we're stealing from the reseller leftovers because they're not doing it right.
Oh,
Starting
hey!
beef, baby.
He has wanted to start beef with somebody for so long, and I'm like, no, let's don't do that. I like all you guys. We can join hands and sing
Yeah, no, that's no
Kumbaya.
problem. What are you guys shipping this week? You know, we want to know in the comments. But you know, one thing we do need to get to is comments, because we're starting to get comments like we're a real podcast.
Oh well, we got time.
All right.
Let's do it now because we're gonna wait and do our pick or pass later. So
on Spotify, we got one comment, which was from Dennis
Yeah.
K, and he said, "Great show." So Dennis, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Leave us another comment. Say something inappropriate, and it'll come out of my mouth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Don't say anything inappropriate.
All
Oh,
right, and on
we
YouTube,
really do. We really do try to have a great show for you guys. We really do.
And we're trying really hard. On YouTube, we have 4 comments that we haven't responded to yet, and I'm going to read those. So, Miranda Hutchinson, D3B, thank you for coming in. I couldn't believe what happened when I sold my collection of Barbies. They took 45% of my sale because I didn't even know the end percentage. They keep it configured with shipping, with exclamation marks, because she didn't realize she had to pay on the shipping as well. I see why there is an option to toggle international sales off. And then she wants to know, how is this okay? So apparently on international sales, she paid way too much in shipping. And she lost all her money. That's why the percentage of the actual sale price should be showed at the beginning, according to her. I think this is really messed up. I don't know how anyone could do this, even do this full time. So,
Well, you got to think of it like this. And so, Miranda.
yeah, Miranda.
So, I mean, here's the thing, Miranda. First of all, appreciate you listening to us. Appreciate you commenting. These are things we have talked about too. And as you know, I'm a guy that goes eBay nickels and dimes us to death, and they do. But we also have to understand it's kind of their ball game. It's kind of their ball field. If we want to play on it, we have to play by their rules. We have to play the pay to play, so to speak. If you go rent a retail establishment in a strip mall, it's that tenant's strip mall, and if they say we don't want any music played in our strip mall, you can't play any music. I mean, those are kind of things, and that sounds weird, and I use that one as an analogy because I've actually had that. I actually rented a place one time for my office. I played music and tried to keep it low just in my office, and the landlord was like, no, we said no music. If you do it again, we're throwing you out of our building. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Earbuds.
But
Earbuds.
it was well, you know how you go into a lot of offices and they have like music playing low. That guy apparently was tone deaf and hated music. I don't know. Anyway, he didn't like it, and so his actual thing was, if I let everybody start playing, it'll just be a big mishmash in the halls. It's not true if you have it low enough, you know. But
that story reminds me of my dad when he used to beat me. He'd play Beat It, and I can't listen to that song anymore.
Anyway, back to Miranda here.
Hutchinson.
We agree with you, Miranda. The problem is, how is it legal? It is because it's in the contract. It's in all the stuff we signed. The sad part is you just have to start to learn how to compensate for it. In other words, how do I get more money? How do I raise the money on the price of the item? Sometimes you can't. So guess what? If you can't, that's not an item you want to sell all the time.
I agree with what you're saying, but what is the 45% of what, right? So did she have a Barbie collection that she sold for $300 that she ended up getting $165, $175 of the thing? If she would have sold them at a yard sale, would she have gotten anywhere near that amount of money? Right? It all depends on what we're talking about. And it also is, you're right, most retailers work on maybe a 20% profit rate, so keeping 55% is much better than most retail does. So, you got to look at it that way. You're right. You're playing in their sandbox, and we are working within their realm. But for what I sell, I couldn't rent a place and do all that, especially as a hobby person seller. Full-time. I mean, by the time you pay the rent, electricity, and all that stuff, it starts eating into it. So I understand your frustration, but, not understanding that, it even was on the shipping, because that's something that's commonly known. We just need to make sure we have all of our ducks in a row and we understand what's going on before we settle on a price. I've done that before. I've given a discount and then realized that, now I'm not making any money. I'm doing all this work for nothing. You just got to be cognizant of it.
Yeah, I've done that too. Well, and I think the other thing we have to remember as well, yes, you can say you're not going to ship international. Now, if you say that, they will still sell it international. You'll just ship it to a location. Because when I first started, I didn't do that either. I toggled that off. But anyway, I think the big thing is you do just have to keep in mind that it's their show. Now, we could all go build our own. I agree if all those resellers got together and said, hey, we're not going to put up with this anymore. Yeah. But keep in mind, too, that somehow it's reactionary. When eBay first started, they only took their percentage off of the selling item.
And they had to change it because people would make the shipping price, right? So
people put it in and sell it for $1 and have the shipping like $85.
It's all about integrity, and they talked about it on one of the podcasts this week, especially with this, the shipping. $3 to $5. There is, the USPS rate thing came out. There was I read an article about it. Great news. USPS has been updated to see lower ground advantage rates from 3 to 5 pound shipments. These rates are available when purchasing USPS labels on eBay. And so people are taking 1 pound packages and saying they're 3 pounds, right? And I listened to a podcast and the guy was like, Death Pile was like, that's unethical, right? I'd rather pay the $7 instead of the $5.50 because it is unethical. They're giving us a deal on this, and if everybody starts saying everything weighs 3 to 5 pounds, they're going to take that deal away. They're not going to keep letting us cheat. So, and there's a good chance that it's going to go through their system. They're going to realize it was the pound package, and they're going to give you a sale back. One of the big things this week that was a news article I read was about USPS non-compliance fee will be taking place. There's a non-compliance fee of $50 that's being put into place. Now, it's not around that. The idea is around hazardous materials. So if you're selling on eBay essential oils, nail polish, perfumes, nail polish remover, colognes, hand sanitizer, stains, varnishes, hairsprays, and electronics with lithium batteries, those are all hazardous materials. And if you don't charge the upcharge, which starts July 12th, $7.50 for a hazmat handling fee, and they find that package, they will backcharge you $50 for non-compliance.
Well, let's come back to that and talk about that in a minute. Biggest thing, I want to come back and close out Miranda here. Again, we appreciate your comment. We agree with your sentiments. Just please understand that, and again, you hear us talk, nickel and dime together. A lot of one bad apple spoils it for the whole bunch. So we've had people in the past who tried to rip off on the shipping, so now it gets across the shipping. We had people in the past, it used to be before eBay. Now, this is a long time ago, so I'm telling my age, when I had my first eBay store, and I actually got soured on it. It took Ben's a while to get me past that. But you actually input your sales tax. And so a lot of people would do the same thing. When it came out, they were talking about charging on price and shipping. Then they would jack up the sales tax to where it was something enormous. I mean, so there's been a lot of trying to scam eBay. And so eBay now is just like, look, we're going to take it across the board. Now, I agree it's a bit much now. It's starting to add up a little bit much, and it's starting to take more and more of the resellers' profits, which is going to eventually, it's going to hopefully level out and maybe even go back some because eBay starts to see that, yes, they are losing resellers. It is happening. We see less and less resellers every day.
Yes.
So what's our next comment? Well, thanks for commenting, Miranda. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, hold on. We got a comment for that. We're going to put the comment in. So I commented for that one. Hey, yeah, surprises for a lot of sellers for the first time. eBay charges its final value fee for the total buyer, what the total buyer pays, including shipping. Don't be discouraged. It definitely, once you know this rule, you can price your items accordingly. All right, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, don't be discouraged.
Exactly.
I've made more money than I paid in fees. Trust
For
me.
Sure.
So it does happen.
On the same line, from the same show, this is why this Tim W 471's comment was, this is why I sell light items that I typically buy for $1 or less and sell for $12 to $50. Anything else just isn't worth it. Yeah,
Couldn't agree more.
It's a good plan.
That's exactly what we've been saying for the last 6 months, Ben. Exactly.
Yeah, so,
I mean, thank you for your comment, and you hit the nail on the head, brother.
If you pay, you're selling it for less than $12, don't even bother. I mean, I agree with that. It's a solid strategy. Small, lightweight items are usually have fewer shipping headaches, right? And has a much bigger margin, man. Everybody needs to find a niche, right? And if your niche is small, then you know that. So that sounds great. Keep reselling, brother. All right, we got another long one from VP5665900. All right, eBay scams have been on the rise ever since they stopped allowing negative feedback to buyers. The worst one I had so far was a buyer opened a dispute saying an item was broken, then shipped back a box full of rocks. Even after I provided photos of the return, the box full of rocks, and a video of the original item being tested before shipping, eBay still sided with the seller and forced me to return their money from my account. They won the claim because they provided a return tracking number. That's it. A return tracking number with similar weight. Needless to say, I stick with Marketplace as much as possible now. So he sticks with Facebook Marketplace. So he's going off eBay because he got hosed. What do you think of that?
That's
what you were just saying.
That's what happened to me. I used to have a store on eBay called Engineered Performance, where I sold custom auto and used auto parts as well as new auto parts. And what got me was I actually bought an NOS Radial R4. Those of you guys who are car guys will remember this. The Radial R4 compressors from GM back in the day. I got a bunch that were still in the box. I got them for next to nothing because it was an old store that was closing down. In fact, the guy had died that owned it, and so the son was finally cleaning out all the stuff, and he was just like, what do you give me for this whole lot? So I bought a bunch of stuff, sold a bunch of it, but this compressor went out brand new in the box. A guy opened a dispute, sent me his old compressor. It came back nasty, dirty, and even after having pictures and everything, eBay still hosed me. They went into my checking account, and they took the money out. And all I had now was a broken used compressor. So I completely deleted my store.
Bye.
Now, was that the right thing to do? Probably not, because again, my experience this time on eBay has been that, yes, that can still happen. It doesn't happen as much. I've not had that happen as, anything so far like that. But yes, it could still happen. But I've also made more money than any returns or anything I've had. But yes, scams have been on the rise since you can't leave negative feedback. But I'll tell you what you can do. Yeah. You can leave positive feedback with a comment.
Yeah, so I agree. That's brutal. That's a brutal experience that happened to you. But understand, I believe most buyers are honest, right? They're not going to try to take advantage of you, But it only takes one transaction like that to make you really shake your confidence in eBay. I mean, eBay does have buyer protections. I've never really had to deal with it, but I've heard other people that it really worked out well for them. So, just be cognizant of it. I don't know if you want to stop selling on there. I'm sorry to see you go, but I really think in the long run, you can make a lot more money off of eBay than you'll ever make off of Marketplace. So good luck. Keep watching, and thanks for the comment.
Well, here's the thing, too, guys. Let's first of all, yes, absolutely thank you for the comment. And go back. Miranda and to you and all these others. Here's the thing. The more we build community into this community here, the more we build community into the reset. That's why it's so important that you go over to like Mike's, listen to those different ones, but go to Mike Medco's meetups, because as you can get to these meetups, and I know I'm guilty, I haven't been to one yet, but I know several guys throughout the industry, through Ben's and through talking with them and all this and meeting them. The more we come together as a community, the more weight we're going to carry with eBay. The more when eBay does something seriously, we can say, hey guys, then we can look at eBay and say, that really was a foul. You need to work on this. But we've got to come together as unified, and we've got to be more with each other. So, it's just the way it works. Until we can do that, there's going to be a lot. But yeah, I'm sorry you had a bad experience. I too had a bad experience. I think several of us have had that over the years.
I mean,
you just keep going.
I shipped something, $100 statue, and packed the crap out of it, and somebody ran over with a forklift, and I couldn't get my money back from the USPS. So there are going to be stumbles in the way, right? So make sure your margin is there, and it'll work out. Don't stress it. Right?
Oh, yeah. USPS.
I had a video of me packing it on shipping and zipping, which I'm going to start. Now that I'm starting to roll and sell more, I've started shipping and zipping again. So that'll be on my other channel, which was, I went to Jefferson Flips. I've switched back to CJ Ben's Finds, and I've made all new logos for that and us that look really good. So trying to get this stuff up and going. All right, we had one more comment from Retro Band CT. And it was from our, not the most recent one, but where we were talking about clearing up old inventory before the summer slump begins. And he said, twice a year I sell at a flea market, and then sell the leftovers stuff cheap. Towards the end of the flea market, he trades with other vendors or gives stuff away just to get rid of it. Plus, it's a lot of fun. I agree. When I went to the flea market, I had a great time. I grew up in flea markets, so it was like being a kid again. So yeah, I think that's a good way to get rid of stuff. This MaxSold thing I'm trying, I'm going to give it one more try. I do think I messed up the last time doing too much of one thing, and I've been looking at other ones. I think you need to do a few lots of odd different things, so that way one person doesn't just, like with the Funko Pops, I had like 5 lots that did really well, but then the extra lots sold for $1. So I think there's only so much interest in certain things. And if you make it a variation of items, I think you'll probably do better. So we'll try that. That's what I did on the first one, and I'm going to try that again. So you don't have to stand in the sun all day and sweat. I'm lazy. So, there you go. Those are our comments. When's the last time we had to do 5 comments in an episode, brother?
Oh, man, this is awesome.
It's like we're a real freaking podcast. I love it.
Hey!
So please, somebody comment on this so I don't have to eat my words next week. Yeah.
We appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate each and every listener. Those that comment, we appreciate that. I mean, you don't know how much, like that one guy said, what was he said? I never forget his comment. He said, you're 3 years in, guys, 400,000 episodes. I think somebody's trying to tell you something.
It's like,
we do this because we like spending time with each other. We like talking about this subject, but we also do it because we like to hear you guys and get feedback from you guys out there listening, because sometimes it can be a lonely world just sitting in your room all by yourself.
Just sitting there all alone doing your own thing. I agree. But, hey, man, thank you guys for commenting. Right. We really enjoy it. Hopefully you're enjoying the show as much as we do. But if you don't, we'll still keep doing it, right? Because, it's our time.
And if you have questions, ask us. If we don't know the answer, we'll try to find out.
If I don't know the answer,
we really will.
Don't worry. You'll get something.
I won't do that. I'll tell you.
Well, you're a God-fearing man. I'm just a fearing man. All right. What do we got next?
I believe we're to pick or pass, because we do pick or pass, and then we move into our last eBay news and our weird commercial.
I got a weird commercial for today, brother. I got a good one.
All right. So I want to talk about my pick or pass. I'm very, very excited, because even though people say, hey, Joel does not list, I have actually started picking. So I'm very proud of myself. I'm going to move to the side here. If you see all this right here, so see that right there. So that is nine shirts. I picked out one right here, so that makes 10 total. Now, I paid $2 a piece for these. So I've got $20 in the whole lot.
I paid $20 for 10 shirts.
Now,
what are they? What's the name brand?
These are, now that one I got laid over the side, that's a Columbia. I call that an old man shirt. That's a Columbia sail type shirt or sailboat type shirt or whatever. I don't know.
What you got there? What do you got?
I don't know. This is Tommy Bahama.
That's a good one.
Tommy Bahama, Island Zone. All of them are Tommy Bahama Island Zones, and they're all in pretty good shape, too. I mean, now they don't have the tags on them, but they're
$2 a piece. I'm in all day. Even the Columbia one. That's a good name.
So I'm going to show. So you would pick them.
Tommy Bahama for
what
$2,
you're saying?
Yes, all day long. I would assume they sell for $30 to $45 a piece, even for that kind of shirt. I'm not sure. I'm just making shit up. You gonna share or what? What's going on? Don't lock up.
I'm trying to share here. See if it'll let me.
It seems to be working.
Okay, it's trying. All right, so we got 11,000.
Okay, now it shut up. There you go. 11,000.
Okay, so 11,000, and if you scroll down, I mean, if you look at this,
they're cheaper than I thought.
I mean, there's the one. Yeah. Right there's the one. Yeah. Unless they're brand new, they are a little cheaper than I thought too. Yeah. But there's the exact one I just showed you right here. So,
$20 though, that's still 10 times the money.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. And I've got all these different colors and all these different patterns over there. So let me stop for just a second, because I've already got it looked up. So I'm going to stop sharing that one. And then I'm going to share again. We don't break our machine here.
Down the time, so it makes it much easier for me.
Okay, so let it come up. Boom, look at that. You see that?
Yeah.
That's the sold comp. So it was 11,000, so 4,400 divided by 11,000. Look at that one right there.
Yeah.
That exact one I just showed you.
That's what I was thinking, like $40. I mean, so.
And this is a size extra large too. So this is actually more of a sought after size than that large.
That's probably what. Yeah, it's true. So you said how many? 11,000.
11,000 listed. 4,400 sold. 4,400 sold.
Yeah, it's 40%. 40% sell-through rate. That's great.
Yeah. So I did good, and if we look at them. See, so around, I'd say most of them are around $20. Some of them are a little bit more.
With tag new, $50, but $20.
Most of them
I would say
around,
$20 is a good spot.
That's what I'm thinking. Is most of them are going to be around 15 to $30.
Extra large. They're all extra large.
A lot of them that are sold are extra large. Every one of these is extra large.
Seems to be a decent price. Yeah. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I found last week, and I figured out how to. So people can bundle, not just the item. So I've been playing with that. So when they buy the cards, they can pick an extra card, and the shipping is 25 cents. So, let's see if that works out. I haven't had anybody bundle anything yet, but I did watch like 3 videos and learned how to do that. I'll explain that to you offline. But,
So I am anxious to get these listed, folks, because I think I can make some real money off of them. Like I said, I got $20 now. The one blue one over here, I don't know what it's worth. I have no idea. And we won't do a pick or pass on it this week. Maybe we'll do that next week. Right. We'll see. But
all right, so
I'm not finding. I want to say this before you get to your pick or pass. I'm not finding a whole lot of things that I want to buy.
That's good. That's good, actually.
Because I'm not trying to go out there and spend a whole lot of money. I got an idea. I'm like, okay, I'll do this here. But here's the thing. I want to make sure I'm keeping something going in inventory. But I want to try. I recognize the name. They were all in a box. I saw the Columbia one, and I was like, and it was like they wanted like $10. And I said, if I took them all, what do you take? And they were like, 30. I was like, how about 20?
Yeah, they originally wanted $10 a piece, right? and you got 10 of them.
I'd been $100
for $2 a piece. And I do that all the time because people at yard sales. Were you at a yard sale? Yeah, they realize that if you don't buy it, there's a good chance it's not going to sell, and they don't have to put it back away because most people that are having a yard sale just want to get rid of the stuff. So don't be ashamed or afraid to shoot your shot. Worst thing they can do is say no, right? So.
Well, I knew when they were only $10 a shirt, and I knew when they come down there, and I said, "What would you take about? What would you ask if I took the whole box?" And they said 30. I knew they were nowhere near wanting the whole $10 shirt. If they sold one at a time, $10 would be great. But so I was like, "How about 20?" And I'll take them all right now. Mm-hmm. And they took it. I mean,
all right, that's good. That's
so. I think so too. Now I may have paid too much for the Columbia shirt, but I don't know.
No, Columbia shirts are good. They should be good. Columbia's a good name. All right.
Let's see your picker pass. Ooh, it's
a Teapot. And it's
what's stamped on the bottom? Because I keep looking and I see things are okay. See, there's a stamp on the bottom.
It's not really a stamp.
See,
it's
folks,
signed.
You have to be careful with these.
MEUMHOLTZ. So somebody made this.
Oh, is that handcrafted?
Somebody made this himself. Hand painted it. The gold, it's got a little bit of a rough spot, but I was at a yard sale, and this had a 75-cent sticker on it. I'm like, oh, I'm buying that. All day for 75 cents, and it's cool. It's in really good shape. I don't even have to clean it. I mean, it's super cool.
Here's the thing, folks. If you see something like no stamp, that concerns me. That does have a signature, so I'm on that. But if you see nothing, or if you see A-bomb,
exactly,
I'm concerned.
Somebody hand signed it, and it wrote 1953. So somebody handmade this in 1953.
Wow!
Now, I tried looking it up right before the podcast, and really nothing came up. That person's not famous, so it's not. So it's just somebody did it for themselves. So I ended up looking up just, what did I look up? Let's share.
Was that a buttery or a buttercreamer or creamer or something? What is that exactly?
Yeah,
is it a teapot?
It's a teapot. See, look, it's a teapot.
Okay. Folks, I may be completely wrong on that. My thoughts were that was a milk pourer or a creamer pourer.
So let's share. So then I just looked up teapots, hand painted, signed, right? And they were worth much less than I expected. But there's a teapot with a creamer.
75 cents
you can't
though,
go wrong, right? So I didn't find anything just right like it, but I think it's a $30. I'm going to sell it. Here's one for $5. I don't know.
Yeah, but that one's got gold plate on it, don't it?
Plate on it.
So you know what I would do?
Bavarian style.
Yeah, but what you want to do is get one of those. If you're going to look at stuff like this, folks, I would recommend you get one of those cheap things that can detect gold, can detect metal. Just a cheap one that you hold up to it. If it reads that it's gold actually 24 karat gold plated or 14 gold plate, that raises the price. So, but yeah, I think $30 on that is.
But like, here's one all day long. That's similar for $29 with the, but there's one for $45. I'm gonna price it $30 and see what it does. But
well, go back down. There's one real similar. Keep going. I saw one that was real. You went too fast. Right there. Whoa.
Yeah,
69.
1940 and 1947.
That is real.
It is very similar.
But it's real similar. So you may be pricing too low.
Yeah, maybe I'll price it $50 and see what happens. But let's go back to the top. And, so there's 650 vintage hand-painted sign, right? So let's see what's sold.
Yep, 650. I already have my souls looked up, folks.
71. So it's like more than 10%. There's one for 27 that's similar to it.
It's 11% right on the or 10.9, so 11%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good sell through though. And look what they sell for.
Look at that one. I wish I would have found that damn bad thing. $600. Hey, look, here's an idiot.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I bet
Or
you
the
this
fourth.
thing this is cool. It looks like a peach. $1.34. Come on.
And I'll bet they sold it on an auction.
Look at
Yeah,
this one, $115. That's not similar.
folks, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't sell items like this on an auction.
127. Yeah, there's some decent value. Like that one there is cool. The crackle looking one. So, all right. So 11%. Not the greatest sell through rate item I've ever had, but for 75 cents, you can't go wrong.
Lord, it's hard to beat 400%. What was that one you had that was 400% sell through rate? Good Lord. And I've been looking for that item so long I forgot what it is.
Jukebox.
It's a little jukebox
radio.
Yeah, it's a little jukebox radio. I was like, oh my God. And let me guess, you still not listed that jukebox radio, have
No,
you?
I have not. I lost it somewhere in the garage. I got to find it.
He has lost it somewhere in the garage.
But I did list 1,050 cards this week, so that's all that matters.
A 400% sell-through item he's never
I'm not very
listed.
good. Yeah, that's the thing. So what you shut?
He's keeping it for his very own.
Exactly.
He's like that cartoon on Looney Tunes. It's keeping it for my very, very own.
Piss off. So next week I'm gonna.
If you're out there and you want a jukebox, a little radio jukebox, Ben's has it. He's not
Next
going to
week
list
this
it.
will be listed, and I'm gonna find out if you listed those 20 shirts, 10 shirts, right?
Oh, you're going to find
I'm
out.
just saying. You know what? We're doing a podcast. You should list them because maybe that
Who's
one
that?
shirt.
If they're still laying there, if they're still laying
Remember
there,
that one shirt that I took a
There's
picture
a-
of with an AI lister, and then I sold it the next day. Right?
oh, that's
I
right,
sold it.
you
Yeah,
did.
so maybe if we list these things, we'll sell them.
If they're still laying right there, they're not listed.
We'll know next week.
It's a pretty good indicator.
All right. So news talked about the rate, right? You know, the rate update. Definitely news came out about
We
that.
did.
There is, and it between 3 and 5 pounds. USPS is trying to pull that away from UPS and FedEx, right? So they definitely are giving us a great price in that realm.
And I got an email saying, because I have some coins listed, folks, so on the news on coins, you definitely got to put in the rating there now. It's past, it's done, it's over with. They're not going to give you any more reprieves on it. Coming into July 12th will be the last phase into that, and you will actually start getting those items yanked off and pulled off of eBay. So they're pretty serious about that, making sure. We got an update on the origin. I got an email. I don't know if you saw that email on the putting in the origin of the item.
Yeah.
That is definitely through customs, and now it is full force. If you do not list origin on your item, country of origin on your item, they will pull it off and pull it down.
So another thing,
They've also pretty serious about it because they released a thing that said too many violations, and this is part of it. I went and looked at it. I know I'm talking a lot, but I went and looked it up. They can freeze your account with too many violations in too short a period of time. So I don't know. They're getting kind of stiff on a few things, but I understand some of it. The whole origin, country origin thing for customs, that's big. That's huge.
I agree. And the other thing is,
Anyway.
we started with the U.S. You know, we used to be $800. We took it down to zero. Everything you got to pay duties on now. So a new EU custom duty is now in effect for low value imports. All right. So apparently anything that was under $150, you could take into Europe and not pay anything. 150 euros, not dollars. So starting July 1st, 2026, the European Union is introducing a new customs duty of €3 on imported items under $150. If you sell it for $1, it's still a €3 import, right? So that's a new thing they just started due to the changes the EU customs requirement. USPS labels purchased on eBay are temporarily unavailable. So you can't send stuff. Now, if you're using the international shipping, I'm sure it still works, right? But if you are doing it, some people still try to do it by themselves. You can't buy labels. But if you do buy them from another carrier or outside of eBay, there is a $3 or €3 charge that you need to pay up front. Otherwise, it's not going to make it through customs in Europe. So,
Wow.
just something to keep in mind.
Definitely something to keep in mind, folks, because and that's going to decrease a lot of that's why we need to start selling higher dollar items, because if you've got something you're selling for, again, like $5, why would anybody buy that from you and pay a €3 tax on it? So, because that's basically what it is.
It's an
import tax.
A couple other things this week. Move that over here so I can not be staring off to the side. Fashion listings face new visibility requirements on eBay. It's being enforced. A new structure data required for apparel and footwear listings. Listings require size information. If you don't have the size information in there, you will receive reduced visibility in search, or will be hidden until you update them. Right? So check your older clothes listings. Make sure that they have the right size, and make sure every listing has. Why would you not have a size in it?
Why would you not put the size in? That was one of the main things I pointed out was those are all extra larges. You better believe I'm going to put them in there. Why? Because most of us dudes, we're a little bigger than mediums and larges. XL, 2XL, 2XLT. I've gotten to where I like the 2XLT shirts because they hang over my belly.
Yeah, well, I wear 3X, so I'm a big fat bastard, but that's fine. I'm good with that. I'm not going to run the minute mile, whatever. All right, so.
No, if I'm running, folks, don't even look. If you see this old fat boy running, you run the same direction I'm running. If you're standing in front
of your house and a guy comes running past you buck naked just hauling that way, just get behind him and follow him, because some really weird shit just happened down there. That's the way I live my life, right? Or a 300-pounder goes past you like a lightning bolt. There's something wrong. There's something really wrong. Because he's big enough, he should stand and fight, right? It's probably the zombie apocalypse.
You remember that when George Bush, George Bush during the beginnings of the Iraq War, proposed to, I don't know if it ever passed, but he proposed to Congress that they reinstitute the draft and up the draft age to 55. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Do you know what us old guys? Just hand us a gun, point us in the direction you want us to shoot, because we can't run. We're too old to run. We're too fat to run, and we're just gonna have to take our chances.
Another article I read this week was about seller concerns over the slowdown in sales. Right, summer slowdown sales, reduced traffic, more price sensitivity by buyers. The increase is off. You can you can offset that by listing a bunch more, like I did. But there was no official announcement by eBay talking about the summer slowdown. But is it the summer slowdown? Is it the economy, or is eBay having a problem with its search algorithm? But this week there were a lot of concerns over slow sales, and from everything I've watched and read. So keep that in mind.
Well, I think there's a lot to do with it. I think there's becoming some stiff competition, like some of our commenters said earlier. They're kind of feeling like eBay's taking a little bit too much. I think you're losing. Like one guy went to Marketplace. You got the new one coming in. I don't think it's great. I'm not touting it because I'm a little bit like, I don't think it's really going to be that good reading the reviews out of Europe on it. But Vinted has now moved from across the pond to here and are really starting to advertise here. I think that's done some damage. I think economic uncertainty. I think there's a lot of
Vinted is doing free no seller, and right now I think on Macari they're doing no fees. Right, so it's probably a lot of things hurting us on eBay. And the other thing this week that I was thinking about, I really didn't do any research on it, but eBay is really investing in live selling, right? So you go on there, as soon as you log in, it's like all about live selling. And I keep getting those pop-ups on my phone that, hey, this person went live. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not a live seller, nor do I watch live sellings. But, do you think live selling's worth it for an everyday reseller? I don't know that it is.
I don't think it is. But I think eBay is really, really pushing it. And I think that's hurting too. I think it is.
If you open your eBay app and everything you see is live selling, and you're not into live selling, you might just close the app and move on to Macari or ThreadUp or whatever else place you want.
Well, let's think about buyers from a buyer standpoint. There are people used to work at HSN. There are people who love that's what they love buying from. they're not going to go search. They're not going to go do a search. They're going to find their buyer right there live that's doing it, and they're going to buy live right there. And I think that's so. I think there's some shifts going on. I think eBay is dropping the ball in some areas. I think eBay's trying to do well in other areas. But I do think there's a lot going on, and I do think there's a reason for a slowdown in sales. I've even seen that there are now other ones popping up. There was one I just saw. I actually got a email on it. It's a new one that's coming up that is only for like tools and manly stuff. It's only going to have like car parts and tools and all this, and it's going to be, like eBay, but for men.
But that's not going to work. Right? I worked for HSN for 20 years, right? And they more than once said, "Oh, we're going to go manly," but it didn't work. It does. Men are not watching. They're not. Well, it might be different now online and different, but when HSN tried to do man shows like swords and knives, it was still their wife or their mother buying it for them. It just didn't. It never translated. Men don't just sit and watch stuff for sale. In general, men. No,
but I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot because I sell a lot of stuff to men. I haven't had a single woman buy a single socket.
I agree, but they just went in, typed in 3/4 inch socket, hit the button, yours showed up, and they bought it. They didn't watch a guy show them, hey, this is a socket, this is how you put it on the wrench.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be live.
Yeah.
I don't think the one that sent me the email. I need to dig that out. I'll try to do that. But they're trying to set up and they're not eBay. They're trying to set up their own like eBay where we can go and list manly stuff. And I can tell you, they better. You're right. They better have a good search because that's what men are going to do.
Remember there was a channel that was the man channel, which turned into something else because we're not creatures of habit other than have a beer and work in the garage, right?
We're extreme. I disagree. I think we're extreme creatures of habit.
But we don't watch TV. Like
we're not creatures.
We're not.
We go. So when they finally get to the thing I was talking about a few weeks ago, where a man can walk into like a mall, grab his items, and walk out, men are going to love that type of shopping. We are. We're going to love that. You mean I walk in with my phone, I go to whichever store, I grab what I need, and I'm walking out? I mean, I have literally worn Wrangler and Lee since I graduated from Sears Roebuck jeans.
Okay.
I can't wear tough skins or whatever. They stand back
you were a husky boy. Were you a husky boy?
No, my older brother was, and I invented sagging because I was not. He was. But anyway, here's the thing.
As a 50-year-old, I'm hip by accident because I have no ass and all my jeans hang down. So it works out. See my underwear.
But I think you're right, but I think I can see where one with just tools and car parts and motorcycle memorabilia and stuff like that, manly stuff. I mean, you got all these man cave stores,
but I just don't think I don't. Maybe you do put that much emphasis on when I want something. I go and look it up and buy it. I don't spend hours
that's what I do.
Lamenting whether it's the right thing for me or not. I either buy it and then return it because it didn't work, but.
Did we just hear a sale? Did we just hear a sale? I thought we just heard a ka-ching.
eBay notification.
They know you're talking about them.
I sold a Hora art trading card for $2.99 plus shipping.
Hey!
So the other two things I had was coins, right? I had the coin thing on there, It's approached. July is here. eBay's enforcing standards, grading, condition, requirements. If you do not fix them, they will reduce visibility or block your listing entirely. So make sure you're listening to Joel on this. And then the last thing I had on there was, I've been playing with trading cards, so if you go on the app, you can go in, and there is a great new thing in there for trading cards, right? You can scan the card. It'll show you the recent sold prices. It'll track price trends. It'll compare similar items. There's definitely pushing the trading cards on there. I didn't use it to list anything, but especially if you're sourcing sports cards or Pokemon collection. I'm listing all non-trading cards. A lot of fantasy-looking cards and a lot of like horror cards and stuff like that I bought. I bought a box of 5,000 trading cards, for next to nothing. I have less than half a cent in them. I'm selling for $2.99. Yeah, what the hell? It's something to do. Keeps me off the streets. Keeps me out of trouble.
All right. So that's our news session for you guys. So what have we got in the world of weird, wacky commercials?
We got a good one today.
Oh,
so I watched it the first time, like, oh my god, I can't believe that was a commercial, but it's not really. So they took a commercial, and then they added on to it, which I found very interesting. It's an old.
I'm very scared of this, folks. Folks, if you don't like this segment of our show, we're glad you spent up to this time
we do
with
it
us.
at the end because
Yeah. If it creeps you out like it does me, some of the things.
This is just an old Folgers commercial that has been. They extended it because it needed to be extended, right? So let's share this bad boy.
Oh no!
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister.
Oh, I missed you so much.
They waited up all night for you,
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, coffee.
He's here.
I brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
See? I smelled it. He's back.
Ryan, you have to leave.
What? What are you guys talking about? We know what's going on here. We know you're trying to each other.
What? No. Oh, please. Brothers and sisters don't look at each other like that.
He sent you to West Africa for a reason, Ryan, to separate you and your sister.
You're crazy! Oh, yeah? What's this?
He's my present this year.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. We're
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm your son, and I'm in love with your daughter.
Oh! Ryan, what is in that box?
What's in the box, Ryan?
It's mine.
Give it.
I think we got.
Unbelievable.
Holy shit.
Emily, I love that we have so much in common because we grew up together. And I just want to wake up every morning to the smell of you and Folgers Colombian dark roast. Emily, will you make me the happiest brother?
Dad! Get off of him! I love him! Oh, no! Stop it! Stop it! No! I just want to my brother!
It's Folgers in your cup.
I'm glad I don't drink dark roast.
If you want me to cut that, I don't
I
need to
drink
put that in
medium
there.
roast.
I could tell it was making you uncomfortable, but that was hilarious, man.
I think that's actually an SNL spoof that was done. Because it used to be cut off right there at the last.
And they added that other part.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
They added that other. I think it was SNL that actually added that. That was Yeah, I think SNL was the one that took it a little too far. But now what if they were
adopted?
Probably adopted.
Yes, if anybody's out there worrying, they're not really blood related. But you have that one cousin, you start to think, how retarded would the kids be, right?
I think that might have been just you.
I had a hot cousin. I'm just saying. All right, we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a wonderful show. Hopefully you liked our commercial of the week. We will try to do something less controversial next week.
It's better than the guy eating. And it's better than that crazy clown you brought from the 50s.
It's a weird commercial. All right,
Very
everybody.
weird.
Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching.